one of the issues that also came up as I've just been talking about not just my situation, but how Taiwan's government does this kind of stuff to everybody. One of the issues that came up is how people who don't want to listen because they don't want to hear what will be said, because they'll have to change their lives. It's like they probably almost always, there are times that there's a misunderstanding, okay, and a good negotiator would be able to break through that, but you can only negotiate as long as people are at the table. If they say, oh, time's up, I don't care, I don't really want to listen to be here anyway, and leave and walk away, or they're at the table and they really don't want to be there, I mean, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. It's like, people who don't want to listen, they don't want to hear what I have to say. I mean, it was like the new Spider-Man, the Spider-Man previews, the Spider-Man Far From Home previews, where Nick Fury is trying to call Peter Parker on the phone, and Peter Parker won't answer. And it's like, you don't ghost Nick Fury. It's like someone's trying to call him, he doesn't want to answer. It's like, the reason that people don't answer the call, the reason people won't come to the table and talk, the reason people don't want to sit down and listen to what you have to say, the reason people don't take the certified registered mail that's sent to them, the reason that people stonewall, it's called stonewalling, it's because probably they already have a good idea of what you're going to say, and they don't want to hear it because they don't want to have to live the rest of their lives like they've been told that what you're going to say or what someone's going to tell them, whatever they're going to hear, is going to change their lives. It's going to change their perspective. They're going to have to think differently and act differently, or at least know that if they don't change, they'll at least have to live knowing that they're acting badly. And they don't want to have to go through that change, and that's why they don't want to listen. They don't want to listen because they know what's going to be said. And today I was talking with two people on the phone in the lobby of their building, trying to get them to talk to me. 25 minutes just arguing about talking or not, and then I only have 20 minutes, I have to go. Why is Taiwan's government doing this? Why is Taiwan's government predetermined to not hear? I mean, I'm giving warnings. I mean, I don't know where this is going to go. I've already decided, if I get to May 22nd and this isn't resolved, I'm going to change.org. I've already decided that, and I'm going to tell the whole story, and we'll see. I will let the public decide if they care about this. If they don't want to know, I'll drop it. That's fine. That's fine. My concern is for the people. If the people don't care, I'll forget about it. That's fine. But I will go to change.org. This could be the type of thing that makes a big, big problem. And they don't want to hear that from me. Why? What is it that they don't want? Why don't they want to hear that? What's going on? Why is Taiwan's government so worried that they don't want to hear what could end up on change.org? And I'm not telling them that because that's a warning is a threat, and I don't give warnings or threats. I just say we need to do this quickly, and then if they don't do it, I take the next step. I don't warn or threaten people what my next step is going to be, because that's a form of, it's kind of manipulation. People need to do the right thing when nobody's looking. And in Taiwan, they don't do that. They want instant results. They only think it matters if everybody's watching. If nobody's looking, then they think it really doesn't matter. If I help their government while nobody's looking, they think that doesn't matter or really help. I think, I'm getting to my answer, I think the reason that they don't want to hear what could make a change.org disaster, the reason they don't want to hear it is because That's a lot to admit. I mean, they've been cruel like this for so long. That's a lot to admit. Wow, I've just been apathetic and hurting people, and they don't want to admit how cruel they've been by being passive. I think that could be it. It could just be a lot to take in. It's like the guy at the AA meeting. Bill Hybels told a story. I think I've mentioned it before. The guy says, I don't have a problem. It comes down to him, and so they call his wife, and she tells the story. He was taking his daughter home. It was winter. There were his buddies at the bar. He parks the car. I'll be right back. He left the car running so that she'd be warm. At 1 a.m., when the police broke into the car and rescued the girl after the car had run out of gas, they found that her fingers and ears and nose had permanently frozen off while he was still inside getting drunk. And his wife is telling this story over the phone at the AA meeting, and the guy falls out of his chair at the AA meeting onto the floor and starts shaking because he can't accept how bad he's been by denying his own problems. I think that's the reason Taiwan's government doesn't want to hear me warn them in advance about something that could be a press disaster. They just don't want to hear it. And I think that's why. It's like, Jesse, you're kidding me. This is really happening. I'm like, that's what I've been telling myself every day for the past 10 years. I can't believe this is really happening. Like, my own friends think I'm a liar because this couldn't possibly be. I'm like, no, this really is a thing. And we've got to take action. We don't need to hurt Taiwan's government, but we have to insist that they stop hurting themselves by hurting their own people. They have to help themselves by helping their own people. And as America, we can insist that they do that gently and firmly, and it could really help. I mean, it really would be a wonderful thing. That could set off a cascade of world peace if we just do a good job and we do justice in our little place. If we know that the little tiny thing that we do matters even when no one's looking, that's the kind of thing that can help solve so many bigger problems in the world. If we treat our little problems as important because they're ours or what we can do. Hurricanes and typhoons come one raindrop at a time, and we need raindrops that are going to be just and fair, not passive while others are cruel.